Neurocon. Thank you for coming in. I hope you're having a good night. Though, not sure if you can hear me with the add-on. Oh, I should probably actually hit the correct settings on my computer for this, shouldn't I? Hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight. How's your day, Neurocon? Hope it went well. Sorry for being late tonight. The trains there was a little bit of a delay. I was stuck at one station for close to 20 minutes. That was less than ideal. But I am home, I'm fed, and I'm ready to get started in just a sec here. The downside with eating is that my voice is always a little funny for a little bit afterward, so apologies in advance. It's just testing my leveling macros for my crafting jumps. Ooh boy. That sounds like that'll be interesting. I never quite got the hand of macros in this game. I know they're incredibly useful and a lot of folks use them, especially for crafting. But, I never quite figured it out. I'm the kind of dummy that tends to do things the hard way. But, oh yeah, my official start. Hello everybody and welcome to the stream! My name is Shara and I'm your friendly neighborhood special kid. Time for the continuing adventures of Momo Jagaimo. Last we left our beans, we were debating whether or not to stay in the city and to throw our lot in with the Ishgardians as part of the war. Had to make some slight adjustments after hitting around level 96, I imagine. Because usually it's the even levels that give you more abilities and whatnot, so that drags. I've been wanting to do some more crafting stuff with Momo, but for, sorry, my brain blue screen for a second there. Friday streams I've been trying to focus so hard on main story that I really haven't spent any time with crafting or gathering, so I do want to change that though, because I do want to kind of go back and do, most of the grinding will be off stream, but I at least want to do like some of the quests on stream, you know, talking with the guild leaders, because they are such a fantastic part of A Realm Reborn. I love them so much, all the guild leaders and whatnot. What will become of this place? And us?
Ishgard cannot well endure another assault. Even should her knights succeed in turning back the Horde, the casualties will be catastrophic.
But what other choice do we have? It's not like we can talk it over with them. Dragons and men aren't exactly on speaking terms.
With certain notable exceptions.
You don't mean Iceheart?
When last you spoke with her, she lamented her crimes, did she not? Then there remains a sliver of hope. If we can persuade Iceheart to act as our intermediary, we may yet be able to convince Nidhogg to abandon his bloody course.
If there is to be a meeting, I would accompany you.
My boy! He has returned!
Estinian.
Even with your intermediary, Nidhogg's blood rage may render him deaf to reason. However, the mere attempt may afford our forces precious time to prepare.
I completely forgot that we don't even get to see his face yet.
Of course, you might also consider a more direct approach to ending this conflict. With the power of the Eye at my disposal, and the vaunted strength of the Warrior of Light, we could conceivably slay the beast outright.
He mellowed out a little bit. They shoved him back into his proper armor and said, "Get your ass over here, please, and actually help. The war is getting worse." And after getting his ass beat previously, he learned just a little sliver of humble pie.
If we are to risk a face-to-face meeting with the Dread Worm, I for one would feel safer in the company of the Azure Dragoon. However, I should only turn to your lance if my words failed to find their mark. Is that clear?
I am just picturing Momo's head ever so slowly turning to stare at Alphino. Am I chopped liver? I am also an Azure Dragoon. Bitch.
Perfectly. I shall assume that Isart enjoys similar diplomatic protection until instructed otherwise. A word of advice. Think carefully before divulging the particulars of this plan to Sir Emmerich. 'Twould not do to have the Lord Commander accused of consorting with heretics.
Indeed. I thank you for your counsel, Estinian. We shall be honored to have you with us.
So Emmerich is the straight-laced jock friend who has good grades. Estinian is the slightly slacking jock friend who commits crimes. Got it. And then you have... They're all jocks. And then you've got Hochefant, who is just the most beloved goof. He's the class clown, but he's also the best beloved jock of the crew.
I am glad to be of service.
3 himbos in a trench coat. We've chosen a difficult road, yet even should we succeed in winning Iceheart to our cause, our plans for Partway will swiftly come to naught should the Holy See decide to strike first against the Horde. We must petition the Lord Commander's aid ere we set forth. I only hope that Sir Emmerich will be willing to muzzle Ishgard's forces on the strength of our vague assurances. Tataru, I would ask that you remain at Fortemps Manor and inform the Count of our decision. Tell him that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn mean to do all in their power to ensure that Ishgard and her people survive. Yes, sir. We can't rightly expect our excellent being Tataru to endanger herself. She is too cute and too small. Question, what level is this quest? 51. And I'm already almost 60. On the one hand, I do kind of want to do this entire DLC as Dragoon, for the lore. On the other hand, this would be a perfect time to try a different job. I'll stick with this for now. You would speak with the Lord Commander? Pray make it quick.
I want the defenses of the Outer Ward rechecked. See to it that the ballistas are in good repair and supplied with enough ammunition for a prolonged siege.
At once, my lord.
Ah, 'twould seem I have visitors, and unlike those messing beyond our walls, these ones are welcome.
Pray forgive us for interrupting you in the midst of your preparations, Sir Emmerich, but our suit concerns the impending assault. To speak plain, we believe there is a chance the invasion might be halted before it even begins. I can divulge little more at this time, but I must nevertheless request that you advise the Holy See to refrain from launching any preemptive sorties whilst we seek to put our plans in motion.
I will gladly lend my support to any endeavor that could spare the blood of my countrymen, but I would know more of the cause you would have me champion. Will you not share aught of this mysterious undertaking?
Know that I have offered my lance to aid in this endeavor. I cannot claim that its success is assured, but our actions should serve to delay Nidhogg's advance at the very least. Which is more than can be said for the ill-conceived counterattack advocated by the sea's more vocal crusaders. They offer glorious death, but little hope of victory.
Aye, their proposal does not inspire confidence. Our resources should rightly be spent shoring up the city's defenses. The Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light sallying forth together to face the dread worm Nidhogg. I must admit the mere thought of it does much to dispel my misgivings. Go then. Carry out your plan. I shall do what I can for you within the Holy See.
The fact that Emmerich is just as much a fan of the Warrior of Light as Haurchefant is, but is much less overtly vocal about it. But it comes out in little moments. Computer. Sorry, give me just a sec. Computer's being a little laggy. Checking something. No, I don't think there's much more I can do to improve that. Oh well. I will say this for your plan. It has made keeping secrets from the Holy See seem almost entertaining. Having secured Sir Emmerich's support, we may proceed without fear of a preemptive Ishgardian attack, which is not to say that we can afford to dither. History tells us that the Durranians will attack as soon as their horde reaches a critical size. Before that happens, we must need to track down and win over the Lady Iceheart, and then locate and parley with Nidhogg. In short, time is against us. If you are ready, Estinian, let us be about our task. I'm lagging.
Such commotion.
Yes, Your Eminence. The bells of the Observatorium warn of our enemy's approach.
So, the dragons are coming. Let them come. In their hundreds and their thousands. With the divine blade in our hands, we shall rend their flesh and drown the heretics in their master's blood. Even Nidhogg and his foul brood shall be powerless to resist us. And when we have rid the world of their pestilence, we shall turn our attention to our Ascian allies. See that they are suitably rewarded for their invaluable assistance.
If I may, Your Eminence, the Paragons wield powers strange and unknowable. Can we be certain that they will not see through our deception?
we can be certain of naught save the righteousness of our cause. If you would be a true leader of men, you must possess conviction as well as caution. We seek to excise the root of an evil that has blighted us for 1,000 years. The risk is worth the reward.
And what of Estinian and this Warrior of Light? They have plans of their own.
Leave them to their purpose. We must each play the role we have been given. You and your chosen brothers most of all.
For the glory of King Thordan.
Don't worry, that's not concerning at all. In search of Iceheart, Alphino would see to one final matter before setting forth. Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans. Then I shall await you at Sir Renault's forum. Tell your friend what we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come, Momo, let us head back to Fortaunt Manor. Let me try... Give me just one moment. Close a few things and see if that will help with all this lagginess. I really don't have much going on my computer, so I'm not quite sure what's causing this. RAM and CPU usage is perfectly fine. Odd. Maybe it's just my internet connection that's not great. If it's this bad when it's time to start fighting, we might have problems. Come, Mr. Shugaimo, shall I show you the manor? Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Momo and I return to Ishgard. Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it's you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on Alphino. I made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly. Very well. By the 12, it fits perfectly, and the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I should not fear the cold. 'Twas the least I could do. Now I must be getting back to the tavern, or I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. Is Estinian in Ishgard still? Yes. This new attire must serve me well in the bitter cold of Kurthus. I shall have to thank Tataru properly upon our return. Yeah, isn't it good to be wearing clothes where you don't have, like, I don't know, side and thigh cutouts? You've said your farewells, then? Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady Iceheart without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Yuzeo's movements, I propose to pick up the trail where she was encountered last, the Kurthus Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is likely he will know if there's any heretic activity. He will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. Dang Amber, come on. You know, we're definitely not some kind of foreshadowing. Not at all. I do love. Tataru is certainly one of my favorite beings. I love her so much. I'm gonna say something really silly, but you know how everybody has this, you know, or not everybody, you know, a lot of people, especially like neurodivergents, I think of stories in my head before I fall asleep in order to fall asleep well. And because my special interests at the moment are Final Fantasy XIV and Star Wars, I have an alternate universe in my head that I think about where where Final Fantasy XIV exists in a slightly different form in the Star Wars universe as a separate system of planets, 14 planets in the Eorzean system, which is cut off from a chunk of the rest of the galaxy with a cloud of nebulas and whatnot. Anyway, in that universe, Lalafels and whatnot are their own separate species, and going off the fact that Lalafels in canon are supposed to have the scarves and stuff, like as part of their traditional attire, I had them as a species being given, being really focused on clothing, and everybody at birth is given like a scarf that they add to throughout their life. And in my head, I named the scarf Tataru, or I named them Tatarus. And I was like, oh, it's based on an historical Lalafellan, craftsman. So it's a little silly. I don't know. I find it amusing. That's a peek into Cher's dumbass brain. Well, Mistress Tagaimo, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I've met this young gentleman. Alphino Levio at your service. And you are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I'm sure you are aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Dravanians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady Iceheart. Thus, we have come to Falcon's Nest in the hope of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movements. I see. Then you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretic refuge at Gorgane Mills. 'Tis possible they have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Mistress Tagaimo knows, well, the place I speak, for she was the one who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces, then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the two of you visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. A wise use of our time. Come, Momo. I am eager to learn what Sir Redwall's men have found in the heretic's lair. Heretics and Dravanians are bad enough, but this blasted weather is something else. So off-stream I did take a little bit of time to get all the ether currents in this area. Well, the ether currents that I could get. In every zone, in all the games that have, in all the expansions that have flying as something you must earn, there's ether currents that are just out in the wild that you have to find and gather. And there's ones that you must earn through main story quest or side missions. One of those side missions is here. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Bridge over frozen water. Ingaret is muttering something about bridge repairs. Do you have a moment to talk? A short while ago, one of the workers from House Mile asked me to go and deal with some Mylodons that have been causing trouble. The Black Iron Bridge had barely survived the calamity. It's in desperate need of repairs, but the upland Mylodons roam far too close to it. The craftsmen can't work safely. Someone needs to kill them. The Mylodons, that is, not the craftsmen. I'd ask the Dragoons to do it, but they're so busy it'd be weeks before they found the time. I'd do it myself, but there's so many of the beasts that I fear I'd be swarmed and outnumbered. You're a capable woman. Would you be so kind as to thin them out somewhat? If you were to kill, say, 3 of them, I think I'd be able to finish off the rest myself. We'll see how combat goes when my connection's not being great. Actually, let's go kick this man's spiked butt, shall we? The grim-looking fellow there, and fellow Gralia is our company's newest Knight Dragoon. Why so grim, you ask? No reason I can fathom. But now the Moontouch lot has taken to challenging all who pass by to duels. You're free to test your mettle if you wish, but where's the boys' butt? You know what? Sure. Not that. Newly knighted Alambert of the Spiked Butt cannot understand why people are always laughing behind his back. So to prove he's worthy of their respect, he seeks a battle-hardened opponent with whom he may cross steel. And of course, his text just said, "Remember to wear the butt." I may not even need my butt. Sir, you are not making things better. Though I may very well die to him, because... is that he's the butt of the joke, huh? Once you've all witnessed the wrath of the spiked butt, I shall be the only one laughing. Sorry, kiddo. Summoned eons ago and then forgotten. Burgethers are void sent trapped in a realm not their own, determined to tear their way back to the void, even if it means destroying this world in the process. I mean, I must admit, I do like looking at these dudes. They have very fun designs. They're just big and angry. Okay, let's continue what we were doing. I want uppies though. Okay. Okay, so I am headed in the right direction. Good. I think I fucked up. I did fuck up. Back up I go. Or rather, I fucked down by going down when I should have gotten, stayed on the same level. Okay, yeah, I need to go around. I must cross the bridge. It's like every 3 seconds or so, there's a little dip in the connection. Oh? Upland Mylodons have lumbered their way atop the black iron bridge that bathed in the short winter sun, and refuse to budge, impeding the progress of supply wains going to and from Falcon's Nest. Drive the beast back so that the delivery might commence. I mean, I will kill some Mylodons, just not the ones from the Fate. These dudes have such a fun design, too. Ooh, I forgot Fang and Claw. It's something I have now. Man, I already get so tired of winter by, well, this point in time, like March. Eternal winter sounds like a hell from which you cannot escape. It sounds nightmarish. And unlike the Empire in Final Fantasy, was it 15? These guys didn't do anything to earn it. They just got the moon dropped on them. Just a simple farmhouse. It makes one wonder what other innocent facades the heretics have chosen to hide behind. Mr. Shigaimo, our findings, you say? Well, there is something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. 'Twould seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Mama. We were ill-prepared for what awaited us at the farmhouse. Forgive me, but until the creatures have been put down, we cannot safely continue our investigation. Oh dear. The creature caught me by surprise. Forgive me. Until my hand stops shaking, I fear I shall prove more of a hindrance than a help. Pray go on ahead, and when you're certain that the rest of these things have been slain, notify the expedition leader that it is safe to return. Oh, baby's first major adrenaline spike. Because you gotta think, although he has some skill in healing, at this point in time, Alphino is not a skilled combatant, and clearly doesn't deal well with being taken by surprise. Tamed warbear. I feel rather bad. You guys are just doing your jobs, but we have to slay you anyway. I heard a frightful growling from below. You encountered more of the beasts, I take it? My inquiries availed me not. The patrol leader had little to say beyond which of his extremities the frost had bitten the hardest. The beasts are slain, then. My thanks, Mr. Shigaimo. We may return to our duty without fear of a mauling. So look at this thing that we got for that. Wind-up Alphino. Perfect for international summits, family get-togethers, pre- or post-battle gatherings, or any other occasion where the recapitulation of past occurrences is absolutely, positively necessary. So silly. In an attempt to secure funding for the financially strapped organization, the Crystal Braves treasurer took it upon himself to have 300,000 crafted and delivered to Arena's House of Splendors for sale. Where have they been collecting dust since? I swear, they will eventually get sold. We promise. From one heretic to another. The expedition leader has a promising lead to aid you in your search for Lady Iceheart. You should track down Lady Iceheart, is this not so? The records we discovered ere these beasts mauled my comrades appear to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager these epistles carry more than friendly salutations betwixt lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, we wander the snowfields and pray the gods lead us right into Iceheart's door. 'Tis hardly a choice at all. I found some few of these letters. Let us gather a respectable stack and see what secrets the expedition captain can wring from the collected correspondence. Where are these damnable pages? I'd rather battle 2 Avis than continue this confounded search. Very impatient man. Ah, the letters were in a neat pile just here, but to see the skirmish with the beast has scattered them rather thoroughly. Given that Warrior of Light is able to find things that other people seem to miss, and obviously these look like they're right out in the open, but I rather assume that they're actually better hidden, and they just look like they're more exposed to us because we have the echo. It's kind of like having the eagle eye for whatchamacallit? Assassin's Creed. I had a feeling. Have you recovered much of the Heretics' correspondence? What appears to be a record of past correspondence held between individuals regarded as heretics by the Holy See. Splendid! Added to the contributions from Master Levier and Sarah Estinian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings twixt the Gorgane Mills heretics and their fellows in the Outta amphitheater. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manners of provisions. Iceheart's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we'd thought abandoned. There are several requests. Al-Afa is taken from the dragon's tongue. It means, roughly, eternal circle. So it's little wonder the heretics thought to return to the place. Sounding out the amphitheater. Alphino seems intent on traveling to the Akafa amphitheater. The Angafa amphitheater. The very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? If that is our destination, the journey will be long indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of the treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed. Then we must place our faith in the Ethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Monbreda succeeded in recreating the Afa beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady Iceheart. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant aetheroid would only be temporarily viable, but given that the heretics of Gorgane Mill seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest that we make for the aetheroid within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading into the Western Highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the aetheroid from this side of the wall? It should. House Durandare posted soldiers at the Western Highlands entrance so that the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Do you mean to follow the heretics' trail, then? I will see to that Sir Redwald is informed. Actually, yeah, let me just teleport back to the Falcons, because I need to turn in this other quest anyway. And it's about equidistance if I were to run it. You've already killed 3 of them? Thank you ever so much. You're not injured, are you? Here, please take this. It's your cut of the fee for the work. Incidentally, did you happen to see the farm on the other side of the bridge? Those Mylodons have made it difficult to access that area, and the bridge has been left to fall apart. After we repair the bridge, one day we might be able to rebuild that farm. So I've gotten all. So these ones, the completely green ones, are the ether currents that are physically in the world. These gold ones are ones that I have to earn through main story quests or side missions. And no other side missions currently available, so the yawns are starting early tonight. Come on, brain. By the way, Naracon, how's the connection? Does it, apart from, not connection, the quality of the stream, apart from it, like, lagging on my side and thus seeming a little weird looking, has it been getting blurry? I've had stuff be, like, a higher bit rate, but I'm not sure what the result is, if it's doing an adequate job. No issues? Okay, good to know. Wasn't sure. Remember the first time I came here? I fell all the way down on complete accident. And was promptly murderized by many of the beasties. Do you recall the first time you ventured into these tunnels in search of Lady Iceheart? It seems an age ago, does it not? Back then, I still believed myself the commander of the Crystal Braves. What ails our young lord? The moment we arrived at the wall, his face took on an ashen pallor. Does he fear facing the heretics within their own lair? No, he's just considering the results of his hubris. Ah, the guest of House Forton, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels if that's your will. Assuming that the Assuming the Akafaf beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 that it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. I very much appreciate you keeping me company with these streams, Narocon. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Mayhap you should ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. I'd rather not murderize you. Dogs of Ishgard, is it not enough that you banish our beloved saint? Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood? Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress, that we might broker a peace. Do you think us fools, boy? It will take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us little choice. Come, brothers, may Dragon Wings bear us to victory. Hi, you're Squishy. You will not defile this sacred place a second time. No, wait, we didn't come here to fight. Waste no more words with them. They are deaf to reason. fury. They partake in the blood of dragons. 7 hands. Can dragon blood truly bring about such a transformation? Should not have come here, Ishgardians. Listen, there's only one Ishgardian here, my dude. The rest of us are just kind of here. Oi. You let the sun be. Oi. Alpino, numbnuts. Heal yourself, please. You are fortunate indeed. Behold the true power of our faith. 12 to offend! Hey, eyes on me.
Release!
At last, though I might sink my teeth into. Listen, dude, you kind of brought this on yourselves. I didn't want to fight you. They fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Return to the cinders. Retreat to the cinders, rather. I see no signs of Lady Iceheart. Would that we could have questioned one of them. What would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain that there will be more heretics to question. The cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Estidian? I suspect it is the heretic's way of referring to this dreaming dragon, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature was weakened unto the point of death, and forced into a magical slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea's sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. A fascinating tale. We should make haste to this Ashen Isle. You know, I have a lot of questions, because more than 5 years ago, this place was a perfectly fine, like, regular, temperate climate, but now it's ice. Where is Ishgard getting all of its food from? Where is it being grown, and how is it being transported? Because we know a little bit of it is being farmed in the Sea of Clouds, but that doesn't appear to be their primary location. And the only other location is that I can think of where some farms might be is out over here in the Giovannian Forelands. But well, there's a lot of chocobos there. It's all big trees, not really a farming area. So I have questions about how they're sustaining the city of Ishgard and other Kurithian locations. Because we know they do not have, the city of Ishgard was blocked off from Eorzea proper for at least since the Calamity. They were not importing food or in supplies from Limsa or even Gridania. So how are they supporting themselves? What does the supply line look like? I am so interested to know, and I don't think they ever tell us. That's one hell of a name, Tristan Chambo. What? You've driven off the heretics. That should certainly ease the minds of our surveyors. Only in a land where war has raged for 1,000 years could enough ash fall to bury a dragon the size of an island. The Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there's another place I would visit first. I'm told the convictors have sent up camp in the Twin Pools. Their leader, Giantello, may have information of use to us. But mayhap you're not familiar with that name, either. The convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I am willing to wager that they encountered their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors, then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. So, it's going to be a bit of a run from here to there. So I am going to go ahead and I've got an ad coming up in 2 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and run it. And hopefully by the time the ad is over, I will be at our destination. So thanks for your patience. Here we go. 3 minutes. My thanks for ridding the tunnels of that rat infestation. With any luck, I shall finally be able to carry out my work uninterrupted. I was having a discussion with so at least one of my roommates actually has ADD, and the other one we heavily assume does. And I'm pretty sure I have it, even though I don't have a legal, a doctor has not sat me down, but my therapist strongly believes I have it. I just haven't had the official thing yet. Getting interrupted mid-task if you are focused, and that, provoking an unreasonable amount of irritation, to the point where sometimes it's difficult to even logic that irritation away, that is very much an ADD thing, because it interrupts the flow of serotonin and dopamine. Given that I used to throw temper tantrums when I got interrupted, in the middle of doing something, like reading or playing with toys and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I've got some flavor of stuff going on upstairs. The exact, species of brainworms I have isn't quite clear, but... Anyway, that's all to say that I think that surveyor got interrupted mid-survey and is real irritated about it and is willing to go back and finish what he was doing, and I can relate to that. That said, I can't fucking wait till I can fly, though. The Heavensward areas are bigger than the Realm Reborn ones, because you can fly. It just means that the first chunk of time you spend is tiresome, at best. Alright, let's talk to folks. I hope you aren't thinking of joining the Convictors. There aren't enough dragons in the Highlands for the both of us. Whoop. Boorish Bowman. Be still. How am I supposed to watch for the distant flicker of dragon wings when my ears are ringing with your incessant chatter? Welcome back. We're gonna talk to folks real quick. Because we did arrive at our destination. Boorish Benerent. Ah, it's as colder than Lady Iceheart's frost-rimmed, soul! Greetings, milady. A fine day, is it not? Frost rhymed. I dread to think. I think I'm pretty sure what they were getting at, and I'm not impressed. Honor, glory, men seek these things in battle. Alas, all too often, they find something else entirely. You know, death. We convictors are all here for the same reason. To try to prove ourselves and move up in the world. The best way to do that is with an impressive feat of combat. Gentilo may not be a master of spearmanship, but he's a great leader. It's ambition that counts, and no one here wants to prove themselves to the realm more than he does. Ambition matters less than self-control and strong leadership abilities, I would say. It's the rooms you've got to watch out for. Easy to miss when it snows, and then before you know it, a horde is upon you. If you're looking for Sir Gentilo, milady, you can find him by the fire. I think you're the only polite, like, fully polite and courtly person I've met thus far here, aside from the priestess. Oh, yes, they're all very brave. Pity you can't feed and clothe yourself with bravery. Ishgard has its problems, but eliminating the Horde is the first step to solving those problems. That's why I'm here. I may not be a great warrior, but I can still do my part to help the land I call home. Well, well, what have we here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the Convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lass looks promising, but you have a frail look around you. Boy, I'd give you 3 days ere the wilds claim your corpse. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I've seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of his wrist. And who are you to question? By the Fury! That armor, that lance, the Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Gentilo, leader of the Convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourselves. Thank you. We shall. Momo, Estinian, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Ooh, a thingy! Baby steps. Gentilo wants you to experience firsthand what life at the Convictory is like. I remember you. How could I forget? You're the lass who was in the Azure Dragoon's company. Since you're here anyway, mayhap you'd like to try your hand at a spot of hunting before you depart? See for yourself what life is like for us Convictors. The Dravanian Horde is stronger than you might expect. Unless you've been at it for years, like I have, I think it prudent to start with something simple and then work your way up to dragons. I suggest rooms. Slay 3 of those and come back here. Consider it a warm-up. I know that it is simply that they don't have extra dialogue for if your character is an Azure Dragoon, but I'm still like picturing Momo twitching every time someone refers to Estinian as Azure Dragoon and doesn't mention that that Momo is also one. But to be fair, I'm not sure how widely known that is because all of our training was with Alberic in like near the observatorium. Not in Ishgard, whereas Estinian grew up and was raised and trained in Ishgard and is famously the current Azure Dragoon, so it makes sense. It's just funny to think about Momo, who has no overt pride, or sorry for hitting the mic, no overt like pride and does not have much of an ego, just sort of twitching, just because she remembers Ascidian's attitude when they first met, and is just mad about it, even though she has forgiven him his transgressions at this point. I don't know, I just think it's a funny idea to think about how my character would be reacting to this. For all the nights to come, the dead care not for justice, but Wield Theo would see them have it just the same. Oh, this is a dude, okay. For some reason, from far away, I thought it was a gal. Cowards, all of you! Have you no shame at all? Oh, I beg your... Wait, are you not Mr. Shigaimo, honored ward of House Forton? Praise Helone, surely you will consider my request. Know you the Dusk Vigil? Westernmost of the Citadel watchtowers built to warn of the Horde's approach? 'Twas lost following the calamity, another victim of the snows. Within the ruins lies a priceless treasure which must needs be reclaimed. I thought to enlist the services of those so-called dragon slayers, but it seems their courage is not as boundless as they would have you believe. But you, madam, you are not one to shy away from danger, am I right? Very good indeed. There's a sculpture of the Fury within the Dusk Vigil's chapel, an ice rondel set in its helm. I would have you prize it free and deliver it to me. The Vigil is not difficult to find. Simply head north towards Banepool until you come to its gates. Knights may bar your passage, but should you explain who you are, they will grant you leave to enter. Alphino is eager to gather information on the heretics. Camp of the Convictors. Surely one of these people have encountered heretics while out hunting? Pray speak with as many as you can, Momo. Nay, I know of no heretics. Do you honestly expect me to keep track of every, Reitmeow, Varamont, and Bertinant that wanders in and out of camp? So the implication here is that those are regular-ass Ishgardian names, and boy, what a mouthful. They're probably the equivalent of the Tom, Bert, and Ernie. Are there any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea. Why, a heretic could pass under my very nose, and I should be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear lady. The big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry on the ground. And that kind of behavior is what's going to get you killed. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go bother Paraquet or something? I have enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as is. 'Tis no business of mine what folks do with themselves out there in the wilds. To be fair, that's not her job. Someone I can help you with, milady. The heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself, but I need to say I haven't heard a thing or two. We would be grateful for any information you could share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking with the rest of these people. If it please, my lord, I am Paraquet. A soldier by trade, though not much of one if I'm honest. If it weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear, you see. No, it was by order of Sir Gentilo's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fussy with what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of lowborn lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've gotten to thinking how unfair it all is, it doesn't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I heard, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. That may explain how Lady Iceheart was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tribe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the Western Highlands to go light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. Is that so? Why then, I'm minded to start a fire. Milady must be a warrior of some renown to keep company with the likes of the Azure Dragoon. Me? I'd be lucky to last 3 heartbeats with some of them big nasty Dravanians. I am not familiar with the building of signal flares, but how difficult could it possibly be? How much could a banana possibly cost? $10? Purple flame, purple flame. Estadian wishes to prepare a signal fire to lure in the heretics. If we are to lure our foes to our position, then we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You're a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Momo? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphino, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. It will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Drowning Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Press gang to manual labor, Alphino. It'll do you good. Oh, there's another one. All of these combined ought to earn me flying once I finish them all. Protecting what's important. Lucia stares out upon the snowdrifts, a grim expression upon her face. Want to help out, do you? Well, there's plenty that needs doing, and killing besides. I'm sure you've noticed the dragons aren't the only thing we have to contend with out here. Take the polar bears, for example. They come here looking for an easy meal, drawn by the smell of our cook fires, and then raid our stores. Think you could thin their numbers a little? Killing 4 or so of them, should suffice. You'll be compensated for your troubles, of course. Kill those polar bears yet? Slay 4 and you'll be fairly compensated. Well, I have plenty of things to kill now. Where's my thingy here? I spent so much time killing these dudes on my other character, just so they would drop enough, like, milk and meat and whatnot. Speak of the devil. just the two then. These guys. Look at how goofy these little guys look. They're just a weird turkey, dude. I love them. Ooh, so I'm gonna post about this soon. But I've got something fun coming up in 2 weeks. And I'm gonna be trying to finish up what I'm working on. Well, it's gonna be about halfway done, at least by the end of this weekend, so it probably won't be done until the first... Probably the Wednesday, I'm guessing 1 or 2 weeks from now, I should have it done. I look forward to sharing it, though. What's this? A ward of House Fortemps wishes to enter the Dusk Vigil? You are aware that the ruins are infested with wild beasts and gods only know what else, are you not? Why, just the other day, one of the convictors claimed to have seen a massive winged beast. Not a dragon, mind, but something altogether different. But far be it from me to deny an esteemed personage the opportunity to kill herself in new and exciting ways. Pray go on ahead. Oh. I thought the Dust Vigil was already a thing. Okay, well, we need to do it anyway in order to unlock the, NPC. Aww. Damn. Okay. Well, let's get some other players. In the days following the calamity, Western Kurthus was abandoned by Knights of Ishgard, save for the Dusk Vigil, whose defenders refused to withdraw. Since then, the fortress has only fallen further into disrepair, and her garrison has long since been presumed dead. Unlike most Ishgardians, who would sooner put the tragic episode behind him, Father Wildathal would have you enter the Forsaken Fortress and reclaim a priceless treasure, an ice roundel set in the helm of a sculpture within the Vigil's chapel. A simple request, perhaps, but if experience has taught you anything, such tasks are anything but. Rondel. What is... Let me Google it. What is a rondel? Rondel, however you say it. Oh, it's a type of... Oh, wait. Circular... Okay, why does it have multiple... A circular disc-shaped plate of metal added to the harness of late medieval plate armor to close structural gaps. Well, given that their primary goddess is a warrior goddess, it makes sense that that would be a holy item to them. For sure. Okay. Well, let's turn in these other things, shall we? Oh, we still gotta kill the rooms. Yeah, let's kill those rooms and then turn in 2 of those missions, and then move on with MSQ. Oh, these are rooms. Okay, that tracks. Hi. I have an abrupt craving for vanilla pudding. Have you guys ever had vanilla pudding made with, like, not just vanilla extract, but, like, real vanilla extract and, like, with a real vanilla bean? It is a completely new experience to the, like, store-bought lemon, or sorry, not lemon, vanilla, like, basically like the Jell-O boxes. There, it's just like you mix with some milk. It's completely different. Well, well, you're certainly more reliable than any lordling I've ever met. They've only got eyes for dragons, even though I tell them time and again that if no one sees to those bears, there'll be nary a scrap to eat. But do they listen? I dare say everyone around here could stand to be a little more like you. Well, I said you'd be compensated, and I'm true to my word. I trust you'll consider this fair remuneration for your efforts. So we've got options here. We've got bacon bread, soft dough mixed with thick sliced bacon and twisted into a pattern resembling a sheaf of wheat. Which actually sounds like something I'd like to try my hand at making in real life. Haddock dip. A thick, salty dip made from puree of haddock, raw egg, and mashed potatoes. A favorite of Rogan tribes hailing from the North Seas. The raw egg gives me a little bit of pause, but I think I would like to try this. It sounds very interesting, and it also sounds slightly Slavic, if I had to guess. Let me Google it. Give me a sec. It's tricky because I'm having a difficulty finding what this might have been based on, but it actually looks like it may potentially be Scottish. Hard to say. I'll look into it later. And then triple cream coffee. Freshly roasted ground coffee beans percolated to the perfection and mixed with an equal amount of thick dairy cream. Oh wait, I do have to actually choose, don't I? Alright, let's turn in this other one. Slain those rooms already, have you? How'd you find them? Did they put up much of a fight? Good work, lass. Clearly the Azir Dragoon doesn't travel with mere amateurs. It sounds like those rooms barely put up enough of a fight to be considered a proper warm-up. You clearly know what you're doing. If you want to try your hand at hunting down some dragons, speak with me again sometime. I seem to remember his questline being interesting. But, it's just, you know, side quests, and I don't really need more experience points right this second. What are you doing? Cut my hand with this damn knife. Captain says no hunting till it heals. And yet you're still playing with it? Goofball. Just ask it get benched even longer. Yeah. Oh man. So, I tried to give blood at a blood drive at my work on Wednesday, and I unfortunately failed because essentially my veins are too small, it requires like 3 or 4 days of me extremely carefully overhydrating myself from my itty-bitty veins to cooperate enough for me to get blood, and I just didn't start preparing far enough in advance. So unfortunately I failed. But obviously they still have to stick you, and, you know, stick you very deeply in order to try to find the vein. And so my crook of my elbow has hurt for the last couple days. For no reason, I'm mad about it. I'm like, I would understand the pain and I'd be happy to bear it if I'd actually managed to get blood, because I think O positive, which is pretty common and that's why they need it. But I'm just sad. I'm just upset that I wasn't able to get blood. Oh well. Next time. I left his garden a mission of noble purpose, and now here I am scrambling for sticks in the snow. How can my hands be at once so numb, yet so sore? Sir, you're wearing gloves. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphino. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we need? The bristly hide of a now hideless yak. Yeah, I love Alphino to bits, but he is a privileged little lordling. And roughing it will do him some good.
Ah, I should have known it would be you. Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here.
We wish to stop Nintog's attack on Ishgard. We wish to speak with you.
So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me. That which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress. 'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elezen tribe first sought to claim the lands of Kurthas as its home. Unfortunately for them, Kurthas was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin. A war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm Heresy in particular so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elezen is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued Heresy, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, Heresy ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted.
Can I just say, historical levels of monster fucking from the get-go here. Oh no, okay, here we go.
Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until...
Damn, I was kind of hoping we could get through the screen, the cutscene. Little guys! Oh, I remember this now. Very cute designs. Let's see, we've got a sage, a machinist, a marauder, and me. Not a marauder, a warrior. Princess Fluffy, friendless something. Someone with a natural serious name. Could be a Nightwing, honestly. No, the tank does have tank stance on. Friendless smell. So they friendless smell Nash. That's an interesting one. To grab the lever, but stuff is in the wrong spot. Oh yeah, I seem to remember. Was this the one where once we get into the place proper, we start seeing like notes from the people that got trapped here and they went nuts? And or maybe resulted to cannibalism? Or is that a different one of these missions? understanding, they're supposed to target somebody at random. I guess I'm just popular. There we are. Ooh. To whoever reads this, if there's anyone left to read it, let me know that I, Sir whatever, bore witness to Element's fall. The lesser moon's descent, the black doom which emerged from within, the flames which spread across the horizon, turning night to day, shall haunt me for the rest of my days. It is the dawn of the 7th Umbral era, according to some of the men. I told them not to put no stock in the ravings of the prophetess, but even I do not know what to believe anymore. Well, they can zoom on ahead if they really feel like it. I'm gonna take my fucking time. The engineers are still surveying the damage, but anyone with eyes can tell that the Dusk Vigil is beyond repair. Some walls are hardly fit to be called and such, piles of crumbling masonry. The officers have been pleading with Sir whatever, asking him to order a withdrawal. He knows that our position's untenable, yet he refuses. We will hold to the last, for we are the shields on the wall, the defenders of the Holy See. He is a very pious man, less so we who serve under him. Sir, whatever, has taken me into his confidence. He says I'm an honest man. I wish I were a braver one. The mutiny has been quelled. Among the starving, half-mad knights were Sir whatever's most trusted officers. He wielded the axe himself. He received me in the chapel afterwards. I told him we will not last a fortnight without food. He smiled and told me the Fury has blessed us with a bounty of fresh meat, then returned to his prayers. I joined him. Yeah, I thought I remembered the cannibalism. See, here's the thing, is that by the time you're half-starved, even if you kill and eat the people around you, unless you... But in essence, unless you were to actually eat their bone marrow, you wouldn't get any nutrients out of it, even if you ate an entire, like, pounds and pounds of meat on your own. The human body cannot digest food without fat. That's in part why diets that try to get rid of fat entirely are so dangerous. Like, the fat acts as the way that to my understanding, it is fats allow nutrients to join the cell barriers. So, like, when you're digesting it, there needs to be fat in your system in order to actually, for the contents of that food to make it into your body properly. So, without fat, it doesn't matter how much you consume, how many calories you consume. It's pointless. You'll still starve to death. So, folks, that's actually also part of why women tend to do better in starvation scenarios, is because people that are born female naturally have higher fat reserves, and they tend to lose them slower. That's why a lot of the survivors of the Donner Party were women. Not only did men put themselves into harsher and more dangerous conditions, the women even the skinny women, had more to go off of, and it took longer for the fat reserves of their body to be depleted. wants to open the chest, so I'm going to assume that they don't want it, and I'm going to leave it be. Guessing these guys are all in a party. That's why none of them are talking. So basically everybody here is nuts and is already either frozen to death or is in the process of doing so. 5 years with no outside food will do that to you. Yeah, sorry for like the morbid tangent. I genuinely recommend watching, her channel name now is Caitlin Doty, but she used to be called Ask a Mortician. She does, well, she obviously talks about like death and dying and grief, but she also talks about historical circumstances that involve death, because she talks about a lot of stuff that has to do with how humans deal with death and the incidents surrounding it, like in the 80s, that plane that fell, that crashed in the Andes and people had to resort to cannibalism to survive, the Donner Party, what happened to the real-life Moby Dick ship, all of that jazz. Super, super worth a listen if you're okay with morbid topics. Really educational. And full of fun facts like the ones I just talked about. Oh, no, that's dum-dum. Imagine being stuck in this prison where the only people you're left with are your comrades and monsters for years on end with no chance of reprieve. Nericon, I do agree that there's a difference between bravery and recklessness. And it comes with concerning your... Eco Flame! Hello, my dear. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're having a good night. Oh my! Goodness! A raid from Miles, Otterly, and Kit. Good lord. Okay. Hello, my dears! Oh my goodness. Alright, it's gonna take... Oh, no, that's wrong. Hi guys, how was the game you folks were playing? Echo Spike VT, thank you for the follow. Lalafell Supremacy, exactly. Okay. But hello everybody! Did you guys have fun with the thingamajig? I know you were playing... Oh, Miles, congrats for the thingamajig, the getting that game. You got actually joined as part of the Creators Club for that game, right? Ah, damn it, I have to wait a little bit for the rest of the thingies. Kit, can you shout out Otterly for me, and then I'll shout you out in a minute here? Yeah, I'm so glad. You deserve it. You single-handedly did a lot of traffic for this game. But hello, my dears. My name is Shara. I'm your friendly neighborhood mom friend. I tend to do relatively chill games. On Wednesdays, things get a little wild because I play with Kit and the Rocket Boys. But hello. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I did kind of want to come. I genuinely was debating not doing stream because I wanted to like see how you folks were doing, but you know, my 14 streams, I kind of enjoy them. Good for you guys, though. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you've got a stream and dash, I completely understand. But thank you for joining. Thank you for being your community over. I really appreciate y'all. We are doing some Final Fantasy XIV. I'm pretty early on in Heavensward. I just got done doing a mission, or a dungeon rather. Oh yeah, and we were right in the middle of plot. That's right. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And then I'll shout out Kit in a second here once it lets me. And then I'll have to shout you out in a second here once it lets me. Once the timeout is done. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for bringing communities over. Get some stretches in. Get yourselves hydrated. Do some after stream stuffs if you gotta. Okay, so I was partway through this cutscene before that quest popped. Fox is an adorable fox. But noi. I am gonna skip through this cutscene a little bit because we are partway through it before that dungeon popped.
Word read. Now.
But I don't want to skip it completely because we weren't done with it.
So, if you but knew.
Basically, we're being told about her point of view of what caused the Dragon Song War between the Ishgardians and the dragons.
'Twas more than a
AKA
millennium,
the
unfortunately for them. Kurthas was already. While those around, in the eyes of a near such.
Shiva and Heresy, who
unable
invented
to
Vor.
Though loath to perform the deed, Hraesvelgar ultimately gave in to her plea. And soon thereafter, the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound.
Basically, 1,000 years ago, there was when Elezen first came to the Dravania, dragons were like, hey, this is our land, we don't want you here. They started fighting. Lady Shiva, who happened to be one of the folks, fell in love with the dragon, he fell in love with her, and she begged him to eat her so that their souls would be together for the rest of time.
In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted.
Hey Ira, I hope your day's going well. Thank you for joining the squad.
Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon Ishgard, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on Ishgard itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of Ishgard, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him.
Also, Flame, what you said about it being a sad tale, I very much agree.
Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
So the first set of crystals in a realm reborn we earned by slaying primals. And
Is autumn mist, my friend?
is this implication that, because again, I have not played this part of the game in like a decade. Since the first time I played through it. Is the implication here that this new set of crystals that we're unlocking again, connections with allies?
I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
I generally don't recall. It has been long enough that I do not remember.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
We journey to the homeland of dragons, Momo. The scholar within me burns to see the sights I have but read about, as does the child within me, I confess. Be on your guard, Warrior of Light. With the Mistress of the Heretics as our guide, we may yet find that we are being led to our graves. Where the chocobos roam. Lady Iceheart stands ready to lead you and your companions into Dravania. You are Momo, yes? Pray address me as Yazael if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not, that fate should bring us together thus? Never did I think to walk alongside the Warrior of Light, but history is full of such unexpected alliances. Should we make our way into Dravania, then? The chill of the Western Highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo Forest. I am gonna take a second, though, and go back to that other turn this last mission in, because doing so should unlock flying for this region. That's not it. Yeah. That'll be the last ether current I need. I did attempt to go to the Sea of Clouds and collect some ether currents, but unfortunately, it's not really doable until you return there. Just because the closest ether current to where you enter the zone is, I genuinely don't think you can access it from that entry point. I spent like 30 minutes trying to do so, to no avail. I'm actually going to go ahead and run the I've got an upcoming ad. I'm going to go ahead and run it now, because it's going to be a minute here while I go turn in that mission. So I will be right back with you in 3 minutes here. Thank you for your patience, my dears. Sirrah, do you have it, Mr. Stragaimo? A large round sapphire named after the icy blue sheen of the Fury's armor. Yes, there's no mistaking it. At last, it is ours once more. My parents presented this sapphire to me on my wedding day, as my wife and I presented it to the dude, Yuhel Merrick, on his. One day, they would do the same for their son. But for that disgrace of an inquisitor, suspicion of heresy, what rot! He knew what he wanted from the start. By the time I secured her release, they'd interrogated her for days. She was a shadow of her former self. But the final insult, the final twisting of the knife, was when my son took command at the Dusk Vigil and found the icy rondel to be the centerpiece of the newly commissioned sculpture of the Fury. He couldn't prove it was the self-same one which had vanished, but oh, he knew. But no more, no more. It's back with the family where it belongs. It is, admittedly, hollow comfort. Yet in my waning years I must accept what little can be had. Oh, that's sad. Oh. His son was that commander that had to resort to cannibalism and that we killed in the Stone Vigil. The one who went mad. Oh, that's sad. Oh, gee, no. Oh, did I go the wrong way? Not yet. Okay. Give me a moment. I don't want to enter the zone while the ad's playing, because there's always got that little nice bit of dialogue in this DLC when entering a new zone. I'm pretty sure that if you come here before this point, either this part here or that point back there, or one of those points back there, is walled off. Well, welcome back from the break, my dears. Let's head into the next area. Also, hi, Gino.
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of Aldenard from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Som-Al, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
So, to my understanding, this is actually where chocobos originate. All the chocobos that we use in Eorzea, or at least a great many of them, originate here. And I'm pretty sure from the lore, like, the Ishgardians were some of the first to tame them. That's why the dude who we get our chocobo from in Gridania is like came from Ishgard to like help. I think he helps train people how to train them. Do you sense them, Momo? A gathering of dragons to the west. The forest was mentioned in the pages of the New Eorzean Geographic. As I recall, the author advised travelers to give the local chocobos a wide berth. According to her, they can be remarkably aggressive. We now stand at the threshold of Dravania. The path to Som-Al will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. May I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead and see that we are properly provisioned? There's a village here? But I thought these lands the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beast. Their leader, Marchamp, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival, and he will also possess a more recent knowledge of the road which we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections? Only to the ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before Ishgard burns. Alright, Angstmuffin. Still, look at how enormous these trees are. Not quite as big as those in Gridania, which are like, can be up to like mountain size if you take a look at some of the broken trunks. but very, very large. Let's attune to that right away. Came to buy your bird to the source? Welcome, welcome. We won't let them eat you. Aww. Kids helping to... Aww, the poor Chocobobo. Oh, are you a traveler? Let me be one of the first to welcome you to Tailfeather. What do you do here? What's it look like? I'm learning the hunting train just like my folks. Now, I haven't actually hunted yet, but I've got my hands full just helping out around the camp. Getting hunting supplies, taking care of the birds. Why, even now I'm looking over this fresh-caught chocobo. The other hunters say I ain't too bad with the bow either. What kind of place is this? Hunters from all around make this encampment their base. Some are here hoping to make a fortune. Others are here because they got nothing better to do. You meet all sorts in this camp. There ain't ever a dull moment. This forest is just teeming with wild chocobos, and if you catch yourself a big one, merchants from Mishgar will pay buckets of gil for it. It's that thrill that keeps us going in the face of bandersnatches and dragons. Poor thing. Well, let me attune to this before I do anything else. I am going to take a moment and talk to all the NPCs, because that is just what I do when I enter a new town. Say, you might make a pretty good hunter yourself. I'm just yanking your leash. I know you got much more exciting prey in mind. No one in here. Looks like a storehouse. Ah, yes. Got Gizzle Greens going. Gizzle Greens ain't just for raising birds, you see. They're a key component to the traps we use. The birds can't resist them. Albert, I'll come back to you in a sec. Reckon I look like a chocobo hunter, do ya? Look again, lass. I'm an hunter, alright, but it's bigger game than chocobos I'm after. Alright. The more distant and harsh the frontier, the louder the call that beckons me there. There's a plight to the explorer, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Our bows are going to be in prime shape at all times, because we never know when the catch of a lifetime will cross our paths. See these traps? Some bloody outlaw set them up hoping for an easy catch. They're liable to injure the chocobos we catch to make our living, so it's our job to collect them before they do. I was going to say, those are bear traps. Those are not traps that should be used to catch something you want to live for any length of time. Anyone in here? Ah, yes, our fella. Well, tan my hide and call me a Leatherface. Call me Leatherface. We have visitors. Aha! If it ain't the lovely Azale. It's been too long, girl. That it has, Marshal. That it has. My companions and I are on our pilgrimage to Somal. Might we stay in Tailfeather a while, prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, of course. Stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir, but I'm not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Giselle not explain things to you, boy? You've seen them towering Calum trees all around, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. And, as you'd expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. Now, I know it won't stop Ysale here, but dragons ain't the only things you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're set and headed west. Let's see. I think my gear is still better than this. Yeah, it is. Although... I should accept this while I'm here. Some bad news. Marchamp is looking for a reliable pair of feet. I see you've been making the rounds getting to know the hunters in these parts. Well, how'd you like to help a real hunter? I'm overseeing 3 camps set up to the east. But the laziest sods ain't sent me a report in over a fortnight, and I'm too bleeding busy to be playing messenger. You look right fierce enough to get the information out of them. It's a simple job that'll earn you some coin. Can't rightly say no to that. If that tickles your fancy, you'll need to talk to the leaders of each camp. Leonwolf, Gurnet, and Amembert. Hear what they have to say, and get back to me when you're done. Worse than dragons. Marchamp would give you fair warning about what awaits you to the west. I dare say you're wondering what could possibly be worse than dragons, huh? Well, I'll tell you. The bloody Nath. They're what you might get if you cross an antling with a megalocrab and taught the thing how to walk on 2 legs. They never used to stray far from their hive out of fear of the dragons, but they've gotten a lot more aggressive of late, sending out war parties for malms in all directions. They're even taking to harassing the Dravanians in their own lairs, if you can believe it. And when they venture out into the forest, which is more and more, by the way, they certainly ain't afraid to come after my lot. I can only imagine how much worse it would be closer to the Nath's home territory. I've read widely of the world and its wonders, yet, after taking a few steps into the unknown, I'm reminded how much I still have to discover. These hunters scrabble in the shadow of dragons for naught but the love of coin. Greed inspires courage and madness in equal measure, it seems. Twould seem that much has changed at Dravania. The Nath were not wont to cause such strife when I lived here. You lived here? In Dravania? Aye. 'Twas in the time following the calamity. My family was dead, my home was gone, and I had fled from the bitter cold into these lands. I knew not the paths of the forest then, and wandered out from under the protection of its boughs. That was when I chanced upon Heresy. He had descended from his mountain lair to hunt for food. My exhausted mind could not contend with the sight of the majestic worm, nor the vision of the past his presence visited upon me. Thankfully, Marchamp had found my unconscious form at the edge of the trees and nursed me back to health, and in Tailfeather I remained for some time. Hence your familiarity with the locals. But I interrupted you. You were saying the Nath were once a peaceful people? Peaceful would not be the most fitting description. They are a fiercely territorial tribe, and any who intrude upon their domain are attacked without hesitation or quarter. Outside of the borders of their homeland, however, they were rarely hostile. Indeed, we were even able to trade with them on occasion. They've changed, then. What of it? We have not the time to creep through the underbrush on some roundabout route. I say we make straight for Samal, and crush any unruly insect we meet underfoot. A more direct path, then. Very well. Let us first follow the trail west out of the forest and make for the statue of the Stained One. From there, we should have a fair view of the road that leads to Samal. Shall we? I'm gonna do a couple of my side missions real quick. Attack the insects! I have to admit, so like with any of the beast tribes, there is a friendly section of the Nath. I love them so much, you guys. They're doing their best. The friendly ones try their best. They are so wholesome. They are so cute. They're just little weird looking bug guys. They're just little dudes. And they work so hard once you get to know them and you give them an opportunity. I love them so much. I love the Beast Tribes. I love everything about the Beast Tribes. My beloved beans. I am gonna take this because I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is. Oh, never mind. This is part of that mission. Well, paint me yellow and call me a chocobo. That's Millis' sightseeing log you've got there. Oh, okay. This is the sightseeing thing. This is unlocking it for the new zones. Forgive me. I got carried away for a moment. I'm Kester Ironheart, cousin to Millis and an explorer of sorts, like most of my extended family. When I last spoke with Millis, she told me of an adventurer with a keen case of wanderlust. An adventurer that I know now to be you. What say you lend me your log for a moment? Don't worry, I won't eat it or anything. There, and yes, there. That should do it, I reckon. It's no secret that Ishgard is home to some of the most remarkable sights in our realm. Mind you, I've not seen them all myself, but I certainly know where they might be found. And now so do you. Thanks to the notes and rumors I've seen fit to jot down in your sightseeing log. Yes, scores of stunning vistas are just waiting to be discovered. Your legs will not carry you to all of them, though. Should you find a particular spot out of reach, you might consider taking to the skies atop a black-feathered bird. But if I were to say more, I'd be robbing you of the joy of discovering the spectacular views for yourself. Godspeed, my fellow explorer, and may this moment mark the beginning of a tour of wonder. Not that I ever do the sightseeing logs, but it's good to unlock it. I think I raised my relationship with most of the Beast Tribes at least 3 times. The thing is, the Beast Tribes, it takes a long heckin' time to get them all leveled up. Because you can only do 12 quests a day, and most Beast Tribes will have 3 quests available, and even just the base game has actually 5 Beast Tribes. I just haven't unlocked the Ixal yet because this character does not have a crafting class. I have maxed out all of the Beast Tribes on my other character, Keldred, my main, and boy did it take a hot minute. But it's so rewarding, at least for me personally. I love it so much. All my silly beans. But it's good to see you, Flame. And Crystal. Yeah, the relics, I don't personally find the relics to be rewarding. I find the Beast Tribes to be rewarding because you get to learn more about the world building of the Beast Tribes and the world around them, which for me is invaluable. And then at the end of the day, you get to make friends with these characters, and they're so fucking cute. Most of them are so interesting. And in every expansion, there is, or at least so far, there has been a mission where there's some kind of threat to all of the Beast Tribes in that entire expansion, and they once you've maxed everyone else out, this mission gets unlocked. And they get to come together, and you defeat the threat, and all the different Beast Tribes are allied with each other, and it's fantastic. You became an uncle? That's interesting. How so? This is a continuation of the Dragoon quest. I took the liberty of speaking with some of the locals before you arrived. They say that strange merchants have been acquiring goods in prodigious quantities. It seems to me that the Bloodbearers are replenishing their stores. Let us split up and scour the area for those so-called merchants. Should someone strike you as suspicious, confront him and gauge his reaction. Alright, time to play peekaboo with weirdos. Not all birds fetch a good price on the market. Fortunately, they have plenty of other uses, as you can well imagine. brother and his wife had a baby a month ago, so now you're an uncle. Aww! Congratulations! You got a little bean! I think the non-binary term for like an aunt or an uncle is a dental or something. I think I remember that being it. And then of course for niece or nephew for non-binary it's nibbling. These terms delight me endlessly. But congrats on your new little bean. Your new little nibbling. One of the sea's dogs. You ain't taking me alive. You literally, I wasn't going to attack you. I was literally just coming over to chat, but okay, sir. You do you, I guess. One of my buddies recently had a little bean, and we haven't had a chance to, we're not going to have a chance to meet the little bean in person, unfortunately. At least for a really long time. Because I actually haven't met this person. They're a friend of a friend. I would say we're pretty close, but we just, you know how it is when they're not friends. Meeting them in person is always a bit of a struggle if they live on the, for example, the other coast. But she's been sharing pictures of her little egglet, and I love the bean. Look at the sheen in the feathers and the strong, sturdy legs. He'll make me some good coin at the markets, I'd wager. Also, I love the chocobos in this game in particular. The little faces are what gets me. Look at the little face! Just a little guy. I love them. And then you've got this little guy. You good? Buddy, baby, you good? Did I already go in here? Yes, this is Marcel, or my chomp. I adore the baby chocobos. I'm so easily amused, I must admit. Someone bring this boy down another round. Balls, man, stop wasting good brew on a whelp what just disgorged and gutter-wise. Oh. That is an actual child. Why are you giving an actual child alcohol? That's a little Ellison baby boy. What are you doing? The one suspicious fellow I approached was an honest chocobo breeder. How fared your search? Parchment sliver. This small piece of vellum covered in arcane markings appears to be cut from a larger piece, possibly a page from a stolen tome. Attacked by a false merchant, and you say you found the sliver of parchment upon the man. It bears the message ciphered in a manner favored by heretics. Thankfully, I'm versed in it. There is to be a meeting a short way south of here. Let us go there at once. Okay. I don't like having too many live missions at once. So I'm actually gonna go do that side mission, the Some Bad News. The stuff that's east of us, before I do anything else. I don't like having a billion missions going at once. What am I doing? I have mounts here. And Nico is even appropriate for the zone, since he's a chocobo. Bandersnatch. So there was a song version of the Jabberwocky that I was taught in high school. And now anytime I see Bandersnatches or something in a game, that song would start playing in my head. It was an effective way of memorizing the poem, I gotta admit. 'Twas really canvas slightly touched a gyring gimbal in the wave. All mimsy were the borrowed grubs and the morass ungraved. Beware the jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird and shot, the frumious bandersnatch. Oh, so these are the Nath. They're just little guys. Excuse me, I would like to click the thing, please. Thank you. If I'm gonna be out here fighting things, Nico should be out here to get some experience points. How best to get up there? I'm guessing around. I don't think that's gonna work. His vorpal blade in hand, the maxim. He took his vorpal blade in hand, a long time the maxim foe he sought. So rested he by the tum-tum tree and stood a while in thought. Must you? Shit, do I get up there? Okay, let me try this one more time by going around the other side. You would not have made this without a way. Unless... Oh, hush up. I think perhaps I just have to go further around. Hast thou slain the jabberwock? Come to my arms, my roomish boy. Oh, have a frap, just take a look, lay chortled in his joy. See, I can't even sing that part of it anymore because it was intent. There was a alto soprano and something else version of it, and I only remember the alto part, and I can't always do those notes anymore. Had ourselves a bit of an incident the other day. Some fiend came stomping out of our tree line and gobbled up one of our fresh-caught birds. Wasn't a damn thing we could do about it. If we're gonna keep on in this area, we'll need some extra hands. You tell the chief that. You're like 5 minutes away. Why are you not relaying this information to your chief, my dudes? Okay, what's closest? Well, yeah, go down there first. Excuse me. These wild chocobos will actually fuck you up if you're not careful. Swift legs and sharp beaks all but ensure that chocobos can survive the dangers of the Dravanian. Come back. I need to... of the Dravanian forelands. Some creatures, however, are simply too much for the majestic cloudkin. Yowie being one such terror. Where it... Oh, it's that guy. That honestly might be what the other camp was talking about. This fucking T-Rex looking thing. Look at it. Nothing out of the ordinary here. There's just one bird that won't shut up. Haven't been able to catch a wink for all its bloody screeching. Let's go do that other camp real quick. I'm doing a couple of these missions specifically because they're giving, whatchamacallums, ether currents. And I'll gather the ones that are physically there around the zone, off stream. None in Tailfeather can come close to beating Leonel's stew in flavor. That's why I spend most of my time here. Tryable, and you might not want to ever leave. Aye, things are going well enough. Been running into a bit of trouble with those giant bugs in these woods, though. That's one mission down. Now let's go deal with... what's closer? The Dragoon one, for sure. Way closer. My girl! Hostien! Thank the Fury, we were not too late. Momo, why are you here? Why is Sir Alberic here? Rest assured your secret is safe with us. Your father is the only soul who knows. Momo could not bear to see him suffer so. What ails you? I'm fine. It will pass. Now, I suspect it was Mathionin that led you here. As you can see, he and his bloodbearer shall trouble the Holy See no more. Even in self-imposed exile, you think of duty. But now that you have reclaimed Peregrine, there is no need for further deception. Come with us back to Ishgard. Your family and your comrades have need of you. I'm sorry, but I cannot. I cannot return to Ishgard ever again. Why? What's happened to you? The Hostien I knew would never forsake her people. She would never turn her back on her nation. Please understand. I wish with all my heart to return home, but I have no choice. I have partaken of dragon blood. When the heretics held me captive, they forced the vile substance down my throat. Alone I have mercy. Then you. I've already turned. Were I to set foot in Ishgard, I would be charged with the heresy of the worst order. If I alone must suffer, then so must it be. Then so be it. But you know as well as I how the Inquisition works. Should I be declared a heretic, suspicion is like to fall upon my parents as well. I will not allow that to happen. Full well do I understand your plight, but what do you intend to do? You cannot mean to throw your life away. Perish the thought. I owe my life to my father. If I must die, it will not be in vain. As Momo has shown us, a Dragoon needs no banners to do what is right. And I know full well what I must do. Upon my lance, I swear to hunt down Growly and end his reign of terror. Thank you, Momo, for showing me the path I must walk, for helping me to accept my fate. I asked this of you once before, but I shall ask it again. Please take care of my comrades and my father. No matter how I searched, I could find no words to stop her. For now, let us return to the observatorium. It actually would be a good idea to go turn this in, because I can just teleport back here to Tailfeather to turn in 2 other missions. So yeah, or 1 other mission right now, actually. Poor Hostian. She definitely deserves better than this, I will say. As I made my way back, I recalled the words Hostian once said to me. My worth is measured by the dragons I slay. To be changed into the very thing she has sworn to fight. I can only imagine the storm of turmoil that must rage within her. Yet, cruel though her fate is, we must make the best of the hand we have been dealt. And I believe I spy an opportunity. In partaking of dragon blood, Hostian has come to harbor the power of dragons. If she can but master this power, she may well have the fighting chance against Growly. It's not so different from harnessing the power of the eye, I believe. Alas, the danger of corruption is far greater. As you yourself have witnessed, Dragoon blood alters the flesh, and once the flesh is altered, the mind must soon follow. Will Hostian be able to conquer the dragon that is roused within her? I know not, but we must believe in her and lend her our strength, else she will surely be lost to us. Pray resume your training once more, Momo, and keep your purpose ever close to your heart, for when next we meet, it will be to confront the Dragon Growly. Yeah, I wanted to get the wheeling thrust. The dragon stirs, resonating with the soul of the Dragoon. This, I need to, you go up here, because you're not really things I use often. Is this level 60? Yes. Dragoon's Fate. Sir Elberic's jaw is set in anticipation of a confrontation. Momo, the hour of reckoning is at hand. Growly is on the move once more. According to our astrologians, the creature shall soon pass near the Dreaming Dragon in the Western Highlands. Hostian, too, will be aware of this, and she will seek to confront her nemesis. We must go to her aid. Now, it would not do if she were to be seen by her comrades at this juncture. As such, I will assure the congregation that you have the situation in hand. By the same token, however, this means that we will receive no support from the Dragoons. We fight this battle alone. But without further ado, let us be on our way. Pray see to your preparations and then meet me in the convictory. That's not it. That is also not it. Alright, now that we unlocked flying at a good time. Trying to imagine this all green is kind of surreal. Because obviously the mountains were always kind of stark, but the rest of this land, it was mostly farms and fishing areas. From what I understand, from what the lore hints at, this is where the vast majority of Ishgard's food came from before the calamity, and now it's just so much wasteland. Also, I don't think I realized that that is a dragon skeleton. Huh. I'll come back. I need to. What is this? What are you? You look too intentional to be... Are you a dragon? Is this the thing they were talking about? The giant dragon that got stuck? Yeah, ash pool. Yeah, I guess it is. That got covered with ashes. The dreaming dragon. Yeah, this is it. The dragon that got trapped by spells and then covered in ash and now covered in snow. We'll have to take some time later to just fly through this area and appreciate it. Oh, it's Alstian's dad. Forgive me, but I insisted that I must join you. Though I am long retired, I will not hesitate to take up my lance again for my daughter. I have spoken with the people here. A woman fitting Hostian's description has been sighted nearby. She was headed north, they say, a lance in her hand and a trail of dead heretics in her wake. Remnants of the blood-bearers, 'twould seem. Sir Alberic has told me all. It matters not what my daughter has become. I am resolved to bring her home. I beg of you, please help her through the coming trial. Let us split up, the quicker to find Hostian. Lord Montagne shall come with me. Mistress Momo. You are very tall, sir. Excuse me. And please. Thank you. Oh. Trail of Carnage. A fierce battle took place here recently. A solitary set of footsteps leads to the north. Same dialogue. Oh my! Let's do a murder! So you've come. Behold then, the malign face of my torment. Growly. It gives me heart to know that the Azure Dragoon stands with me against my nemesis. The only person, aside from Bastidian, that has acknowledged me thus far as an Azure Dragoon, and not just a warrior of light. The craving grows stronger by the day, but I shall not succumb to it. Nay, I shall be no dragon's thrall. I failed in my duty before. I shan't fail again. Today I shall cry in Growly's head. You a whole bitch! Cover me, O doom dragon! Oh, hi! Okay, let's bring this away from Hostian. Okay. Now, keep your eyes on me, big fella. Oh, get your ass back here, you coward. He takes wing. Keep your eyes above. Hassan, don't be a stereotype. Don't stand in the bad. no, that was just his tail. Okay. Oh, you bitch. Yeah, I thought so. Bastian! Oh, you cowardly hoe bagel. There we go. Good job, gal. We almost had him. Let us press our advantage. Coward. Get your ass back here. No, I'm stepping in the bed. Jerk. You ain't all that. Fucking Family Dollar Nidhogg. At last, my duty is fulfilled. My dear! I did it! I resisted the dragon within and fulfilled my duty. I could not have done it without you, Momo. Verily, you are the paragon toward which I aspire. If I am to be like you, I must learn to harness greater power without being consumed by it. With this battle won, I have a new purpose. I shall conquer the lore of the dragon blood and purge every last drop of it from the land. Hastian, thank the Fury you're safe. Father? Why are you here? I have come to bring you home. Your mother and I cannot bear to lose you again. Would that I could return, Father, but I cannot. I have partaken of dragon blood and turned. In the eyes of the Inquisition, I am no better than a heretic. I cannot allow you to be associated with me. You needn't worry. This shall remain a secret between the four of us. No, the risk is too great. Even now, 'tis all I can do to suppress my thirst for dragon blood. Since the day I set my vows, I strove to become the Azure Dragoon. Failing that, I strove to be as near to it as I could. Finally, I had the power I longed for, but it renders me an enemy to mine own kind. Accursed dragons! How many of ours have you claimed with your foul blood? Hear me, Hastian. Not once have you yielded to fate, and you mustn't yield to it now. The road ahead will be fraught with hardships. This I do not doubt, but I have faith that you will overcome them all and return to us. Thank you, Father. Your faith in me lends me strength. However long it takes, I shall conquer the lure of the Dragonblood to stand before you once more. Till that day, I shall roam the land and smite our foes with their own power. This I swear upon my forefathers' lance! Hastien, sweetheart. You may want to take a bath at some point. I'm just saying. You get dirt all. You got a little bit of schmutz. I'm probably not going much longer, Kit. Why? What were you thinking? Well, I got Geigerskogel, which is good to have. It does mean I'm gonna have to move some. No, that's not what I meant to do. This, thank you. You over here. This might necessitate some other moving around at a later time, but. Oh, this is when we unlock this. Okay, got it. Let's go back to Tailfeather. If you want to do anything, if you want to do something, Kit, or someone else wanted to do something, I could go a little bit longer. But if not, I was considering wrapping it up soon because this next chunk of main story quest is going to take me through most of this area, and it's going to take a bit of time. I think I might want to save that for next week. So they've all got issues, but none of them thought to ask me for help. Do they think I'll bite off their heads or something? At any rate, I'd best be prepared to round up the birds from each camp. Thanks again for your help, friend. Say, since you've already struck up an acquaintance with my people and all, maybe you'd be willing to lend them a hand? Seems like they talk to you of their troubles readily enough. Oh, that's actually not what I wanted to do. I was looking for the traveling mender. But yeah, this has been fun. Getting to Annex Shrine is a bit of a pain. Actually, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to Annex Shrine. I don't think I'm allowed to... I think the building is actually physically closed until I get to a certain point in the story. Or like there's a barrier of some kind? Kit, speak up or forever hold your peace. Okay, yeah, this would be a big improvement. Oh shit, that's all new gear. Well, it's a version of the Dragoon gear that looks nicer than the previous, and it doesn't have the dumbass stomach window for female Dragoons, so I'll take it. And it even lets me cast a glamour. A I'll go to my standard. That's just a little silly looking. That's a nice improvement. Dragon Lancers stuff, huh? I could use a better weapon. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Yeah, one of the reasons I was considering maybe doing another job for the duration of the rest of Heavensward is that I'm now at level 60. That's cap for Heavensward, meaning I'm not gonna, regardless of how high level I get, I'm not gonna unlock any more of this job's moves until I beat Heavensward and I move on to Stormblood. So, we'll see. I'll think on it. That said, though, I do think this is it for me for tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming. Thank you for the 3-part raid. Goodness, that was incredible. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and keeping me company. It means a lot to me. Sunday I'm going to be doing some Power Wash Sim 2, and then that's going to be my last stream for the week. I'll have the schedule out that night. Nerika and everybody else, thank you so much for joining me. Kit, Miles, and Otterly, thank you for the raid. Thank you everybody else who came in to say hi. I very much appreciate it. Now, who do we want to say hi to tonight? For games, folks are playing Pokemon Heart Gold, the new Resident Evil game, Requiem, Sonic Racing Crossworlds. We've got a couple people playing together, and Saria, aka Twilight Deku, is doing Pokopia. Any preference among that group of folks, my dears? If not, I might send it over to Luna. It's been a hot minute. And Luna and Rambatech VT are playing together. Specifically, they're doing Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So yeah. Yeah, my dears, thank you again for joining me. I very much appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I hope you can get some rest. Take care, stay safe, and until we talk again, I hope you have a good one. Now let's go say hi to Hedgie and them, or to Luna and them.